Welcome back to Can You Beat Digital Devil Saga 2 without half the party? Because, yeah, before we lost Surf, and now we've lost Argilla and Roland. We're down to just 3, one of whom is new. Because the one bright side out of all this is that Sarah has finally awakened to her demon form and has joined us as a full-on party member. Also, she's the protagonist now. So it is time to head to the inferior copy of God. Yeah, that's a descriptor for a dungeon. And see what's been going on here. Right now, it doesn't look like much. Also, there's not much in the way of, like, Lokapala members standing around. I think many of them were wiped out by Indrajit in the last dungeon. Yeah, it's just Cielo, Gale, and Fred right now. And yet the Society is still trying to stop us for some reason. Okay, it being on increasing 2 is actually decent here. Oh yeah, Heat's out there, but, yeah, Heat's still down there, I think? Maybe him and Surf fell into a giant vat of chemicals, but, well, you know what that tends to do to people in comics and the like, so, yeah, we're kind of worried. Yeah, again, Gale is the best, he's cool. He's almost acting like a dad to Sarah at this point. And given that we get a second title card for this place, and the music has now gone very creepy, things are a little different. Also, yeah, it's a totally new map. Now, the map is identical to the previous layout of the dungeon, however, that's not going to matter much. For one, our first sign that things have gone wrong, there is a Karma Society guy here who's gone completely insane. Yeah, I don't like the sound of this. Fortunately, I remember this shop this time. Wherever I set up shop, that's where the shop is, and that's here. It's a serious business, my friend. Let me give you a piece of advice. Inside, it's too dark to see what's coming at you, just like life. Buy some items to light your way. And this is what, well, I briefly showed these off in the last episode, but I actually want to talk about them in more detail now. Light balls and core shields. Light balls light up dark areas. I believe these items are actually fairly common Shin Megami Tensei items. You don't actually need that many light balls for the dungeon, but I'm going to take 5 just in case, because we will need more light balls later. And core shields, null damage zone, temporary. These are implying that we're going to be introduced to damaging floors soon. Another classic Shin Megami Tensei dungeon staple. But that should be around... How many points do I have right now? Okay, so almost 1,000 to the next rank. But yeah, don't like fully splurge on light balls. Only the first 2 floors of this place are dark. I wish I'd known that when I first went in here, because I bought like 20 of them when I first played. But you will need light balls later on in the game, so it doesn't hurt to have them. So, light balls function the same way the encounter attract and repel items do. They last until the solar noise hits min, but right now they should be okay. Oh yeah, MP data. Cielo, yeah, why not? Here we go, so let's use a light ball. So now this area is lit up more. Still not great, but it's at least lit up. And we have the large Karma terminal here. It's still worth your while to light up everything, because if you don't, any random encounters you get into will always be a human form encounter. So you'll have to spend a turn transforming, and, yeah.
Please, don't get in our way.
Yes, the big teeth and eye monster certainly will listen to you when you say that. Yeah, it's Pisaka. Pisaka totally fits the theming of this dungeon. Something that looks like a horrifying abomination created by science gone wrong. But actually, Pisakas are from Hindu mythology, though some people theorize they actually arise from demonization of Hindu mythology. They are creatures that feast on human meat, especially corpses. And they're on a similar level to Rakshasas. Anyway, Null Mute, weak to fire. Null Panic, though. However, I have Mirakion here. Of course, your Mirakion is not going to be as good as Sarah's. The main problem I'm going to actually experience with Sarah in this area is that she's going to kill everything so fast with her massive magic stat that we're never going to get a chance to devour. Okay. Yeah, Cielo, as I mentioned a couple of videos ago, is no longer weak to mute in this game. I do want to be devouring as much as possible with Sarah because I really want Mind Charge. And not just for the damage that it causes. Because Mind Charge, I believe, combined with any buff skill, gives you access to a very, very useful combo ability. That buffs all the stats of the entire party by one stage. It's essentially Luster Candy from regular SMT, or what's the Persona equivalent? Hyaka Ryoran, Yusuke's signature move in Persona 5 Royal, or Dragon Hustle. It's basically that, but it's a combo skill, so it's gonna cost more press turns than usual. Now, these first few floors don't really have any major gimmicks besides the fact that everything's dark. We've already opened up all the keycard doors. We will not need to remember any of those passwords or reuse any of the keycards. The save point is still in the same place. I still think it's useful to mark everything out on the map, though. Okay, just like before, heading, okay, there you go. Like, oh, wait, that didn't go to Min? Okay. Maybe I was wrong about when these wear off, huh? But yeah, just like before, heading straight north will, just lead you to a chest. Also, here's Sarah's handgun. Basically the same as Surf's. Oh, Sarah has the change ring. I guess I can show that off here. So, Sarah's gonna transform here, and I'm not gonna lose any turn icons at all. Which is an extremely useful thing. But now you're gonna explode. I might have to purposely not hit weaknesses with Sarah if I want to get some devours in, because Dark Leader takes a long time to max. It's very worth it, but it does take a long time. I will also want Mind Charge on Gale quite soon. Because we are going to be sticking with this party for a little while. This party is basically going to be our Finally! Oh, and if I actually get this, it's going to be amazing. Wow. But I kind of doubt that I'll get this. I do have the Impulse Stone, though. You think you can defeat us? Our treasure is heavy, but we are swift as the wind. Only magic will work, but only we know which magic will work. How lucky do you feel? Only we have the brains to rule AP. Let's find out, shall we? So, this is a rare encounter that can show up in any dungeon, starting with the Internment Facility, but for some reason it only showed up here. Amoikane. Amoikane are immune to everything except their one weakness. Their one weakness is random, however it's not totally randomized for each one. Essentially, there are a set number of patterns that these weaknesses will occur in. Each of these is going to be weak to one element. So one of them will be weak to like fire, one ice, one elec, one earth, one force. And if you figure out the weakness of the first one, you will know the weaknesses of all the others if you look up a guide. So it's all about trying out single target skills until you hit the weakness on one of them. All you need to do is hit their weakness once. You don't need to worry about getting criticals, getting devours, that's all. But you only have one turn, because after that, they will run away. So, here's the problem. I don't actually have a ton of single target skills on me. Actually, no wait, I actually have a single target of everything on this party. So here's the thing. Now, normally when I'm fighting these things, I like to be a cheap idiot and save state. Yeah, I'm not going to do that this time. So, I can use either Arky or Buffalo on the first one, and again, it's a take a chance your luck, cha-cha-cha situation. I'm feeling fire? Nope, okay. In that case, I'm using the Impulse Stone. So let's see how this works. So this is going to give us 4 blinking press turns, which means 2 more guesses, because we lose 2 press turns for every like, failure. So I can either guess Zio or Zahn now. I'm going to try Zahn. Nope, okay. So, at this point, I can either try... I tried Fire last time, I can try Bufu or Zio, but if this first one is Earth, I'm basically sunk. And I only get 1 more shot, so it's either... I have to either go with Bufu or Zio. I guess I'll go with Bufu. No, didn't get it. And they're all gone, okay. So, that one must have been either Zio or Earth. So, I was pretty unlucky that time. And that means I get nothing out of that fight. If you do hit them with even 1 weakness hit, they will self-destruct on their turn, so they're guaranteed to die, and they give massive AP. And yeah, there are some new chests that have appeared here, by the way, so make sure you check these rooms. Massive AP and experience. Like, I killed 1, like, normally in a regular playthrough without save states, you're generally only expected to reasonably be able to kill 1, or 2 if you're lucky, but if you have, like, save states and know the patterns, you can potentially get, like, 3, 4, or even all 5, and if you do, holy crap, you get a lot. I killed 1 full Moikane encounter once. I was set for an entire dungeon in terms of levels. Yeah, Roll and Nargilla at most of my does anybody here have any debuffs, actually? That could be bad if I've lost my Tentarafu combo. Okay, one of them's dead at least. Well, joke's on you. You can't have any weaknesses with that, because our Earth weak person is dead. I'm sad now. Mazionga, I guess? There we go. Wow. Yeah, Sarah's kind of a powerhouse right now. Oh, right. Also, yeah, my Mega Ultra Healing build is back. Let me just check. Any debuffs on anybody? You don't have anything. You don't have anything. Okay. I may need to change around my mantras a little bit, because I really could use the Tentarafu combo right now. I know it has lost a lot of its original luster, but it is still useful against things weak to it, and that's why if anyone's going to take it, it's probably Cielo. Ah, dang, I wish I got that on Moikane, because if I had, I would have actually made a lot of progress into Mind Charge. Yeah, the debuffs are on Angel. I only need 1 of them. In fact, Tarunda's going to be pretty useful for the upcoming boss of this dungeon, because it is very physically inclined and quite dangerous. So if we go, heading straight south is just going to lead us to a nothing room, but in here we have an unknown presence. And normally I'd be afraid, except here's the thing. It's Pisakas. And I know they're meant to be really scary, and yeah, getting like these suddenly shoving themselves right in the camera is probably quite scary to a first-time player. However, burn. Yeah, I'm not afraid of Pisakas because I have my super ultra nuclear fire Sarah here. Burn. Yeah, that was a joke. I should probably be devouring with Cielo though to get Angel mastered. But yeah, make sure you check every single room because there are going to be new chests here. And let's just say, remember when we last went through this dungeon, there are a lot of rooms with no purpose? Most of them have a purpose now, and it's not a purpose that you'll like. I believe that's like damage and potential mute. However, burn. Rancid gravy? Okay, then. I don't think I've ever used a rancid gravy in my entire life, or, you know, my entire history of playing this franchise. Oh, hi, you're new. That's cool. So, you are Phoenix. Actually, this is Feng Huang, which is a legendary bird in Chinese mythology that is sometimes linked with Suzaku. Sometimes the males are called Feng and the females Huang, but in modern times they've been conflated, and it's usually considered feminine to contrast the male Chinese dragon. They take a form of a peacock in 5 colors. Now, the actual design of Feng Huang / Phoenix in this game actually takes after its Shin Megami Tensei 1 artwork, which is kind of rare in the franchise. But yeah, Repel, Expel, Null, Force, and Earth, weak to Gun and Death. They do have Megado, Hammer-On, Diarahan, Death Repel, Makakaj. They actually are pretty scary enemies. However, strangely, they're not immune to fire. You'd think that being a Phoenix, they'd be immune to fire, but they are not. So, so here's the thing, if I transform Sarah, even though it doesn't use up a press turn, I do still go to the next character. Oh, I was about to try and eat you, but no, you fully healed. Are you all gonna... Oh, wait, no, you healed the other one. Well, one of you attacked. Yeah, it's also kind of funny. She closes one eye when shooting, which, from what I've heard, because, you know, I'm not, you know, a big gun expert, apparently this is terrible, terrible gun like gun use. Like, you are not meant to do this. Like, this is a horrible, horrible, horrible idea. Kind of reminds me of that Pocahontas line, both eyes open. That was a legitimately sinister moment when I watched that film as a kid. I won't spoil what that is if you haven't seen it. I mean, yeah, a lot of people say that, I mean, I probably shouldn't be going to, that's a massive tangent for this video, but, yeah. I don't think Pocahontas ever got particularly good reviews or anything, and I do understand that, you know, the whole issues with native representation, but, like, I think most of them did have, like, actually Native American voice actors, though. But anyway, I mainly remember that one line. Now, once we go down to floor 10, we are no longer going to need, which means I probably shouldn't have used that light ball, I'm dumb. We're no longer going to need light balls. But we are going to need therapy. Yeah, this place has seen better days.
What's with this place?
God's data must be leaking. The data comprising this entire area has already been corrupted. The EGG might be damaged.
That would make this God's will. What is God exactly?
I can't really say. He is a being of vast greatness. Talking with God is different than talking to people. As he enfolds me, I can feel his will.
That is conversing with God?
I don't know if he even has a distinct mind like us.
Seriously? How are you gonna change his mind if he don't have one?
I felt warmth in him. I think that the way people have lived and God destroying our world are related somehow. We ignored something very important, so...
He just gave up?
You see that as an opening for negotiation.
Hey, what happened to I do not comprehend, eh, brother? I kinda miss it.
Some things must be felt, not comprehended. Our comrades' deaths must not be in vain.
And so Gale's catchphrase evolves. I love that moment. But, yeah. Look at all these people horrifically fused to the walls. Yeah, things are not going well inside this place. And it's gonna get even worse once we find out what the actual gimmick of this dungeon is. Although, this place doesn't have this. Also, the music has totally changed now. This entire area has become what TV tropes would refer to as an eldritch location.
Okay, you asked
But yeah, this part of the game is kind of interesting to me because, like, you could kind of chalk this up to, like, standard Shin Megami Tensei, oh, God just wants to kill all humanity because, you know, they didn't live up to his wishes, but at the same time, there is, I feel, a little bit more nuance in this. I also feel that it's partly due to the fact that Sarah suffered massive mental trauma while directly mind-linked with God, which was like, oh, okay, that kind of screwed things up pretty badly. Yeah. And I think that's also partly why this is happening. But also, the EGG itself is just this kind of horrifying, unnatural, oops, that's a multi-target. I wanted Cielo to eat that one, but okay. Yeah, sorry, that's what I get when I talk philosophy instead of, like, focus on the battles. It's kind of interesting how, so far in most of these playthroughs, I haven't really had much of an opportunity to really go on many tangents. And I'm still not going to, because I have to explain the gimmick of this dungeon. Although I can do it in just one sentence. It's a teleport maze. Yeah. Don't hate them. Yeah. Didn't you give those words to somebody else in a past life? Wait, wow. I'll remain in your save even the whole world turns against you? Yeah, that sounds an awful like another Shadow quote. This is all really interesting. Like, again, Gale is great. So yeah, that's a chest that we already encountered in our first run through the EGG. And at the same time, yeah, like, I don't think it's Sarah's fault either that all this is happening, because again, she was just traumatized. Although I don't really agree with Cielo here right now. Wow, Cielo's getting pretty dark too. So now, where the heck did we just end up? Okay, this is where that Japanese walkthrough with the maps is very helpful. So yeah, we just went through Warp 1, and that put us from EGG Floor 10 to EGG Floor 11. Okay, I know where we are now. And now, most, there are a lot of walkthroughs out there that just do the bare minimum of this place, but not me. I'm going to actually show you how to get all the items here, because very few people do, like I said. So, first we're going to take this warp. This warp's going to lead us into a room that has a chest in it. They're usually in these little alcoves. HP data, very much worthwhile. You and you. Yeah, because I can't exactly, like, choose which stats I raise on Sarah. And we have access to a small Karma terminal. In fact... how close are we to mastering mantras? Gale's very close on Sky Dragon. I might stay here for a little bit until I max out a few. I was about to say that's not bad, but then you went first. If I'm remembering correctly, Chimeras are pretty scary. Chimera is that thing in the middle there. But I can, I guess, get some handgun shots in on you guys. Transform you so you can devour the enemy. Assault rifle, just in case we get some weakness hits, which we did. Nice, okay. Okay, since our turn is ending anyway, I can Spyglass the Chimera. Null, Fire, Ice, and Poison, which kind of makes sense. Chimeras were, I think, did have a poisonous snake tail in the original myth. Weak to Earth. Oh, that's why I remember them being scary to explode. That's the medium damage random targeting fire spell. If multiple Chimeras spam that on you, that can be really bad, especially against Sarah. So Chimera is one of the monster offspring of Typhon and Echidna in Greek mythology, and is the sibling of Cerberus and Orpheus. Oh, you guys are really annoying. Please. Okay, the other one didn't deal Rahan, at least. Oh, I actually fell asleep thanks to Gale's sleep bullets. Oh, that actually makes me so this. So yeah, in sleep in this game, unlike the first DDS, works like it does in Persona 5. Even though it massively predated it, where sleeping characters heal HP and MP. So yeah, that is really cool. There we go, we got something. I am going to heal, though, just in case. I mean, at the very least, Sarah's not in demon form, so the Explode's not going to cause massive press turn advantage, but still. Oh yeah, you're still asleep, too. Somehow the gun didn't wake you up. Oh, nice one, taking out that beast with just a gun. Almost there on Angel. And we have another new enemy here, Legion. It's kind of rare that you see Legion this late in one of these games. I mean, I know that the levels don't really look exactly late game, but still. Repel, Death, Strong Against Physical and Gun, Weak to Elect, and Expel. Well, we have Elect on CL. I think CL might have Expel skills too. Yeah, Legion comes from a particular story in the Bible where Jesus drove out a large number of demons that were possessing a single person. When asked for their name, they answered Legion, for we are many. Legion is a name for a Roman unit in the army. And the demons were cast out into the bodies of pigs, which then ran into the sea and drowned. I love it when... Wow, okay, I was about to say I love when these things get, like, stunned, but... Wow, that's actually really scary looking. Like, all those faces being posed in, like, expressions of horror. I know Legion is a recurring boss in Castlevania, where it's usually even more disturbing than it is in Shin Megami Tensei. Oh yeah, these right here. This is the encounter that I am very scared of, especially when Sarah is in demon form. Okay, good. You died. Okay, now I just need Sky Demon done. Oh, nice, Hummer. Actually, now Cielo has Hummer. So he didn't before, but he did now. My statement retroactively became true. Or the opposite of retroactively, because it became true after I first said it. Anyway. Something happened to my statement. Oh yeah, I need to put Tarunda on you, so I suppose I don't really need... No, as long as Sarah has Pulimpa, I don't need it on you. Okay, nice double paralysis there. Shock, actually. Stun's a totally separate condition. And there we go, Galar Sky Dragon. Mazanma Force Drain. Which is not going to be useful for a little while, actually. Although Force Repel's better in that boss fight. Anyway, that's for way later. So, I think... Oh, yeah, Gale could hit up... he could start focusing on... I don't think I can afford it anyway. Yeah, I can't afford Sky Wizard. Wait, no, there's Dark Leader. I definitely can't afford Dark Leader, so... Having Revival, though, and also Diorama, that may be useful for some of the later bosses coming up. This branch here is like the ultimate heals part of the grid. Okay, now Cielo can go back to Holy Leader. And now I can go back to actually exploring. So going south from here is how we get out of this floor, but I want to head north, because if I do... this right here is nothing, by the way. The path has been devoured by time and space. But yeah, in here, there is another warp. No items in this room. And that puts us on the other side, where we can... Yeah, we're on the other side of that gaping hole in reality. And if we can go into this room and get ourselves some items. Oh, there's Explode. Yeah, Sarah does not like that. Vanity is a combo, huh? Well, I mean, at the very least, I do have, Panaceas now. I probably should put Terror on you. But as I was saying, we go in here to get some items. Rare item, actually. Neutron Shot. 88 power poison. And there's another chest here too. Blood Ruby. And that's everything in this little part of the floor. So we have no choice here but to jump back in this warp, which will take us near the save point. And from here we can go south and head to the next layer of this hell. Back to floor 10. So we have a warp there, a warp there, and a door there. Okay, the door is the way right. This is actually kind of silly. Apparently this one is just gonna lead us straight backwards, so I might as well show it. Yeah, that warps us right back in front of us. That one's useless. But this is gonna take us on the other side of that one. Oh, hi, Hresvelg. Maravert. Wait, that's bad for you because you're weak to guns. Why would you do that? Anyway, instead of questioning the intelligence of the giant bird, let's instead talk about how it repels ice, nulls earth, and is weak to guns. Hresvelg means corpse swallower. It's a giant who takes the form of a great eagle in Norse mythology. Wind is apparently the product of Hresvelg sitting at the end of the skies and beating its powerful wings. Does have a decent number of press turns going for it. I feel like I want to revert these two and try and get this thing frightened so that maybe Sarah can devour it. It's going to take a while, but I would very much like Sarah to... Uh-oh. Oh, oh, no. Yep, I was about to say, oh, thankfully Cielo's alive, but nope. Okay. Well, that's bad. There we go. Sarah gets her fried chicken. Still not worth very much into Dark Leader. But here we go, now I can finally show this. Sarah's level ups are unfortunately fixed. So that's kind of why I went for as, like, really pump magic towards the end of, like, Surf's levels, just so that, to make sure that Sarah inherited as much magic as possible. So yeah, this takes us up here. There should be a flower in this room somewhere. Oh, actually, the flower is up in this north room. Should be in this one. And it's a jasmine. One thing that I think about when I see this is that apparently there was one character in My Little Pony who was supposed to be named Jasmine Flower. They're a character who's mentioned as like a background character in the Season 5 premiere, according to like the original writer, M.A. Larson. They were originally supposed to be called that, but that didn't pass legal, maybe because of Aladdin, and they ended up being referred to as Mage Meadowbrook, which explains why Mage Meadowbrook was a totally different character when she appeared later, because they were never intended to be the same character. Anyway, random My Little Pony tangents aside, that sells for a lot of money. And yeah, that's the reason why that warp works the way it does, just so you can get back out after going there. But now, we need to go through here to actually progress. And here is where the core shields come into play. It looks like some of the enemies dropped them, because I definitely only bought 15. Yeah, going through those electrical surges will damage your whole party. It's not like massive damage, and you can fairly easily heal it off, but still. So we're kind of on the other side. We don't want to head back though. We just want to head straight forward because there's nothing for us back where we came from. Rooms that do damage to you are marked in purple on the map. That's going to be a consistent gimmick from now on. Hi, Pisaka's burn. Oh, one of them survived. Oh, I'm glad that wasn't a stomach ache. I thought for a second that was going to be a stomach ache, but it was just a reinforcement encounter, which is kind of rare in this game from what I feel. Oh, I'm kind of playing with fire there, having Cielo devour both of them. But more into Holy Leader is nice. But we have another save point here, which we should take. The enemies in here are, in my opinion, only mildly scary, but it sucks to lose progress in a dungeon this convoluted, so always save frequently here. Okay, we have yet another warp that's going to just warp us straight back where we were, and that's this one here. Generally, the ones in front of the keycard doors seem to be doing that. So instead... Oh, in fact, we're actually right on the other side of the first warp we took. That E there on the map is the elevator we took at the start to reach the horrifying abomination landscape we're currently in. Oh, okay, so this one's pretty simple. So we have two choices here. This door is just gonna lead us right back, into the middle. This one, however, will lead us slightly behind the warp that's blocking our way out. So yeah, now we're on the other side. If we had taken the other one, we would have ended up in front of this. We would have ended up at the same destination that this one that I'm looking at would have taken us to, if that makes sense. On the Japanese map, that was Warp 8. We just took Warp 9. Oh, I have my Terazi as a combo. Cool. But yeah, wow, that's certainly cool, yeah. Kinda sad Gale's a bit behind here. Nice full MP heal, though, on Cielo. Now, we got one of the special encounters. Can we get the other one? So, yeah, here we are back on floor 11. We're going to be hopping back and forth between, generally, a set of 2 floors. If we head forward, that's going to send us straight backwards. But what we can do is go down here. Up here, we'll find an item. And then in the other room, we'll head to a warp that has progress. These things don't nullify Hummer, so Hummer's actually a decent way to take them down fast. Or to set up Devours, but they don't really even give that much AP. That's better than nothing, though, especially for a relatively high-end mantra like Holy Leader. So yeah, this will give us Tiger Eye. So yeah, again, still can't believe that's pronounced Kellic, according to Fire Emblem Heroes, the character from Fire Emblem Sacred Stones with the title of Tiger Eye. But that just reminds me of Kellic, you know, the infamous character from, you know, that old fan game. Okay, we have a Vortex ambush, and it is glory to Hanuman. Oh, also Huang Long Dragon Ring. And that weird distorted speech, no thanks to this area, basically has told us that we don't know what the Dragon Ring actually does. But okay, they're now immune to all magic but almighty. I'm pretty sure ailments counts for that, so yeah. I believe they have counter skills too, so I'm actually just going to Tarunda you guys. Let's quickly look up what Hanuman is weak to. Mute, Nerve, and Poison. So, a lot of ailments, but not the same ailments Cielo's weak to. Yeah, they do have counter skills. Ugh, please don't do that. I can Primal Dance, though. I probably shouldn't have initiated with Sarah, but I guess we can see that. Wow, okay, maybe I should have initiated with Sarah. Let's do that again. Yeah, that's not actually a hunt skill. Oh, I hate Sakura Rage. A heavy physical damage and a chance of charm. And I hate it so much that I'll give you Tentarafu. Yeah, Tentarafu is not really doing as much damage as it used to. Or at least, you know. Actually, maybe you resist panic. It sounds an awful lot you resist panic. But we have the Dragon Ring now. Item, equip ring. Dragon Ring. Increases resistance to almighty attacks. That does sound pretty cool, but outside of, like, the late game super bosses, almighty attacks I don't find are that common in DDS2. There is going to be, like, I remember that a certain optional late game boss who it might be useful against, but I can only fight that boss if I get luckier with the stupid quizzes. Okay, so that actually put me over here where I need to go. I mean, of course it was a forced mini-boss encounter. And we could head straight forward, or we could actually skip ahead a little bit by using this warp. This will put us in the middle of the next damaging floor. We would have had to just walk in here manually, otherwise. You can still get here through just like that hallway. I'll probably point it out on the map right here. If you keep walking, you'll reach this point, but using that room just skips you straight into the middle of it, so it saves a little bit of time. Okay, now we get to see Sarah's Rakshasa form. It's not really the most interesting. Oh, I knew that was going to be a miss because it didn't look like an elaborate animation. Let's try a Devour skill. Okay, we got that. I still love Gale's, the fact that his legs are still, like, fully weaponized in this form. Oh, I really want to see Sarah finish this, but I don't think we're going to get that. I mean, we're at high solar noise, so we might get another one immediately. I kind of doubt that Sarah is going to master Dark Leader before the end of this dungeon, which is a shame, because at the end of this dungeon, there are going to be some optional boss fights unlocking that I really want Mind Charge for. Okay, Core Shield's gone. And we're at another junction, so from here... okay, from here things get a little, complicated. However, I believe if we head straight south, we should be fine. An unknown presence can be felt beyond the door. Let's enter and continue. Yeah, I'd assume that these, enemies are probably, like, forcibly locked into demon form at this point. Well, that was certainly a mini-boss. Sarah has definitely taken after Surf's insane magic build. But yeah, here, at the very bottom, is going to be 2 items, but also a forced fight, I believe. Oh no, one of them's probably a trap chest. That's what the forced fight means. It's just a Harassfell. That's not actually that bad, unless you do that. Yeah, I really shouldn't have opened my big mouth then. The sad thing is, Roland was the only one in my party who had a Fatal Hunt skill. Okay, like, maybe I could have invested in that more. I will fully admit, I am not as well versed in, like, the, you know, optimal, mantra routes for DDS2 as compared to 1. At the same time, though, I feel like not many people are. DDS1 definitely seems to be the more known game. Well, that sucks. And it's dead, okay. That gets us a Star Ruby. Also, I think Gale was saying something there, but it was really quiet. Yeah, there must have been some kind of problem with the audio. Because the post-battle voice clips sounded fine in the first game. And you are... follow-up ring. I believe this one's actually really good for Moikanes. Let me just check. Reduces turn icon losses from missed attacks. Yeah. Is it only missed attacks, or is it also nulled or repelled? Let me actually just look that up. Oh, no, there is a separate ring that gives no turn loss from voided attacks. So, yeah, we'll need to wait for that in order to have a better chance against the Moikanes. But here we have 2 ways we can go, and both of them, I believe, lead to warps. And in fact, it really does not matter which one of these we use. We're going to be put into the same area regardless. This will send us to the north of this little maze. Wait, hang on. Oh, and that one... Okay, I was tripped up by the map for a second there. There are actually there are 2 warps that lead to Destination 13. But we do actually have a new enemy type we can show off here. By show off, I mean Spyglass. We have Throne. Actually, the true form of Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents, canonically, I think. Yeah. Repel, Expel, Drain Fire, Strong against Earth, Weak to Ice, and Death. Pretty understandable. I mean, with its look, you'd think it would resist death, actually. But, like, the ice thing's understandable. Mahamon and Mind Charge is a little scary, but it's not really that bad. So, yeah, I believe I talked about that in as of recording this, recent Persona 3 Reload stream. But, yeah, there's an episode of the new Fairly Odd Parents where Cosmo and Wanda go through, like, an airport security scanner, and their true forms are, one of them is a wheel covered in eyes, which I think is a throne, and the other one is a burning sword with wings. So, yeah. Fairly Odd Parents are actually biblically accurate angels confirmed. That was something that made the internet go a little insane. And now people are wondering what Jorgen von Strangle's true form looks like. But yeah, so that door is going to lead us up here, and here's where things get a little bit jerkish, because if we go through this northern warp here, it's going to take us all the way back down to the bottom, whereas the only way to actually proceed from here... Oh, no, firstly we open this door, right. Now, if we go through the northern door, we'll end up back at the bottom. As will we if we go through the other one. This is the second 13 warp, but this one is warp 15, which should take us out of this area. Teleport mazes, am I right? But now, with this, we can head down. We're finally in new territory, Basement 12. And I think that's a good time to call things for now, because now we're in the next set of floors we'll be hopping between, 12 and 13. I'll see you all next time for the continuing of the Nightmare Egg. Or Scrambled Egg, I should say. Yeah, there's a reason why I didn't use that title for the first visit to this place.